Ure no salama ala hyoyouze. Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Hakkou Kaiten Deluxe Meteor Storm Shaft from Kamen Rider Forza. This is the weapon used by Kamen Rider Meteor's evolved state, Kamen Rider Meteor Storm. So this set includes a few things. It includes the Meteor Storm Shaft, Meteor Storm Switch, and 2 winders. So we'll look at the Meteor Storm Shaft first. So here it is. It is a blue bow staff weapon in keeping with Kamen Rider Meteor's theme of having martial arts as his fighting style. It's a very nice kind of metallic blue color. We've got a lot of nice little mold details in here, running the length of the shaft. And you have the X bit here at the end, which is made out of soft rubbery plastic but holds its shape quite well. Also has a lot of nice molded details on it. Got a little bit of gold right here, which is a yellow button here. More details along the top. Some pipes and ridges and such. Same on the back. Have more of that nice gold color. And have a couple more buttons, as well as the switch socket up here. So like in the show, the Meteor Storm Shaft can extend out by pressing this button. Just extends out like this. And so you see more molded detail on the extended part of the shaft. Now, this is probably one of my only complaints about this, is that it extends out only this far. And I think it could extend out more, because here's how long the extension is. Here's where the button is. It only extends out from about here. And I think they could have made it so that it extended out from about here or so. But this is a kid's toy, so this probably isn't such a bad size for a kid. Still, it is a little bit disappointing. But I'm not going to dwell on that. That's it for the Meteor Storm Shaft for now. Now we can take a look at the Meteor Storm Switch. So this is a circle switch, though there isn't really a good indicator. But you can kind of tell from the shape around here. And I guess you can also tell because this is a switch for Meteor, and the Meteor driver only has a circle switch socket. So we've got the sticker down here, which has the same symbol as on the Meteor switch, but it's golden amongst the dark blue background in response with Meteor's color change. So we can see it from the front, well from the side, you can see it from the front, where you have this spinning part. This is a storm topper. This is actually a separate piece that lights up when spun fast enough. Unfortunately, this gets to one of my other complaints, is that they molded on the caution sticker a kind of a caution sign here, a choking hazard sign if you will, molded right here into the center, because this thing has small batteries that shouldn't be swallowed by children. You got the activation switch up here, which has got some red and gold paint, and you have the same mark as Kamen Rider Meteor's finger pointer, meaning it's meant to be pressed down with his left finger, like so. And that does correspond to where it goes on the belt. Got a couple of buttons here on the side, which shows that these are release buttons for the Storm Chopper, like so. And these will come into play later. So, switching on, you get this sound.
Meteor Storm, stand by.
So, to do the transformation into Kamen Rider Meteor Storm, I'll have to bring in the Meteor driver. So you got it right here. Turn it on like this. So just removing the Meteor switch. Then putting in the Meteor Storm switch. You'll notice that the light turned blue, meaning it has the same switch combination as the regular Meteor switch, but the switch announced its name, Meteor Storm. So, to activate the transformation, just press down the activation switch like so.
Meteor on, ready?
Now that's all that's required for the toy, but in the show, Meteor presses the button and spins the Storm Chopper, though that's a little bit easier said than done. But since a lot of people basically want to see that, because it's what Meteor doesn't show, I'll show off that as a second time.
Meteor on. Ready?
Just gonna try for one with a longer spin to it.
Meteor on. Ready?
That's better. So as you can see, it does add a nice effect to the transformation. But it has to be at the kind of angle where it can spin freely. If it's tilting back, it'll stop a lot quicker than if it's tilting a little bit forward or is straight up. Another thing is that you can't, well, unless you can find something to prop under this space here, you can't display the Meteor driver with the Meteor Storm Switch in because it weighs it down like this. It's so big and heavy that it weighs down the Meteor driver. Even if you have the belt straps attached, it will weigh down the driver. So that's a little unfortunate thing. So you can also press one of these buttons and you get a sound here, which is the same as that. But that's all it does in the Meteor driver. So now we can use it with the Meteor Storm Shaft. So placing it in the switch socket, so this part is flush with it, like so. That lets you do the limit break. So for this, take one of the winders, put it into the socket here, slide it in like that, then pull out, and use these two buttons to activate it. So that activates counter Meteor Storm's limit break, the Meteor Storm Punisher. So as you can see, you have it lighting up while it spins, while the limit break sounds come from the switch. So after that, like with the other weapons, you can't do a repeat. You have to remove and reinsert the switch to reactivate the limit break. However, you can do a secondary limit break by powering up. This is done by pressing and releasing this activation switch 3 times. So 1, 2, 3.
Max power.
So there you get max power. Then inserting it once again. So there you got a secondary and more powerful limit break sound. That's pretty cool. Another thing is that if you put the Meteor Storm Switch into the Meteor driver while it's switched on and do it properly,
Meteor on.
like this,
Meteor on.
I'm just trying to get it. You can actually have the transformation sound on its own. Another thing is that only the Meteor Storm Shaft will activate its limit break. For example, if you put it in something like, say, the Meteor Galaxy, it activates transformation sound rather than the limit break sound. That's because you've got a little button here that actually activates it. And that's because you've got a nub here on the switch socket that actually presses it down. So that's a pretty good feature to it. Another thing is that with it being this long pole arm, you can actually use it to position yourself properly and then release it, holding it steady. But you can also just press this button to get the limit break sound. Because only this button makes sounds, but both of them are needed to release the storm topper. This toy has been compared to a Beyblade, but there's only one similarity, and that being that it's a top released with a winder like this. But really, they do it differently. Just switching it off. The way it's loaded in goes through here and into this little cavity in the Meteor storm shaft. This keeps it straight so that you can get a stronger pull, as a bent winder wouldn't give you as strong a pull. And the only reason you get a second one is because they don't expect you to break this. The extra one is in case you lose one of these. Besides that, it doesn't even work quite the same as a Beyblade, where with a Beyblade, you would just pull it out and then it would launch. For this, you would use the winder not exactly to launch it, but to give it spin. Then you use these two buttons to release it. So, really, it is not very much like a Beyblade at all. And so, you know, it's just a little bit, well, it's a little bit uncalled for to compare it to a Beyblade, because there's really only a very slight similarity. So besides that, this is a fun toy. You got a cool switch, you got a cool weapon, and also, you've got what is honestly the most involved limit break of any Forza toy. Because this involves pulling in the switch, loading in the winder, pulling out, then releasing. With most stuff, it's just pull in the switch, pull a trigger, or press a button. And that's it. So it really feels like you're really executing the attack when you go through this more involved process. And so I've really got to give this set points for that. Though I only recommend it if you have a Meteor driver, because that way you can get the full range of sounds out of the Meteor Storm switch. And as a good companion, it is quite a bit bigger, but as you can see they have the same symbol. And you can kind of tell that this is kind of an evolution of this switch, because they both have elements of blue and gold, both have that kind of glittery star pattern molded into their plastic. And, you know, both of them have the same symbol. But yeah, this is definitely recommended to fans of Kamen Rider Meteor and people who have the Meteor driver. Definitely a fun toy, and it shouldn't be looked over, though because of its length, shipping won't be cheap on it whatsoever. Still, if you can get it for a good price, I definitely recommend it. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.